everybody. Thank you for joining me for another one-man review. Today I'm looking at the brand new Fantagraphics book, Keeping Two by Jordan Crane. This was supposed to come out a while ago, but I think it was a second situation where the books got held up in port. I know that's happened to Fantagraphics before, so I'm glad this is finally here. This is one of the books that I pre-ordered in the Fanabucks sale, so I'm happy that books that I pre-ordered are starting to come in, and I look forward to the rest of them that I've ordered throughout the year. According to the biography in here, Jordan Crane's been working in comics since the late 90s. I only found out about him when I ordered Uptight number 5, which is just like a little anthology thing that I got in the Fanabucks sale. I'm hoping his work's still available because he's one of my favorite that I've found in the last year of really looking. One of the top creators that I want to be paying attention to. So I don't know. Hopefully all that stuff's collected or something. I'll have to do some digging. As with Fantagraphics, it's a beautiful book. It's well designed. There's some nice embossed kind of things on the lettering here. It's a nice matte cover which fits the art really well. Beautiful artwork. The only thing that pisses me off about the production is it came with this sticker on the back that has the little barcode. And I hate stickers on my books, and I've noticed Fantagraphics is putting stickers on books more often, but I don't take them off because the one time I tried, they ripped the book. But this one has a little graphic on it that said peel, it's okay to take the sticker off. And when I did that, it still roughed up the book. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just a little bit, but I don't know why they're doing that. Just put the USB on the book. I don't know why they're against having that on there. That's just normal. But on the inside, this is really cool because I pre-ordered it. It came with, and I didn't pay any extra for this, but it came with a tipped-in book plate signed by Jordan Crane. So that's cool. I got a signed edition, and this is a really nice. It almost looks like a little screen print there. The story in this book is really good. It took me. I'll show you the moment that kind of caused me some trouble. But once I got a hold on what was going on, even without a hold on this one sequence, I was still really emotionally invested in it. And Jordan Crane's just a fantastic cartoonist. It's printed in this two colors with this kind of weird spot, yellowy greeny spot color here. The story's complex and straightforward at the same time. And I don't want to spoil the book, but I'll just kind of give a general gist and point out some things that I liked. So it's a couple that's come home. They've obviously just had a fight. I don't think I picked up their names, at least not right at first. But the couple comes home, and the guy answers 2 phone calls. And in the first phone call, you find out that his mom's dog died. And in the second one, an acquaintance of acquaintance finds out that somebody died. And he kind of goes down this headspace where he's thinking about the rule of thirds, this, someone else is gonna die, and then the wife goes to the store, and he stays and does dishes. And while he's doing dishes, this is the scene where I missed something, and it made reading the book a little bit more confusing, because Jordan Crane institutes a couple of formalisms all at once without any prior kind of getting the reader prepped for the formalism. I know these are pretty standard ones, and so maybe I was just being a sloppy reader. I was reading this while I was waiting to get my allergy shots, and there's kids running around and stuff, so maybe I just missed it. But first we drop the panel borders and we go to memory, and we're looking at a book, and then we're in the car, and then you get the girlfriend in the book, and in the word balloon, she's reading, but it's a picture, and then you switch to him, and there's this picture of a guy opening an envelope behind him. I kind of missed the little bridging here, the threading here, that this is what was going on in the book. I missed that she was reading this and that this was a story. So in my mind, we kind of just transitioned to another couple, and this couple, the woman is pregnant, and they kind of go through that story, and she loses the baby, and there's some really interesting scenes. I feel like I've seen these scenes in Fantagraphics Now and talked about them, where these characters are talking. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know what it was? It was in the Smoke Signal. There's a piece of this from Smoke Signal where the woman is sad about having lost the baby, and she's imagining killing herself as they're talking. All the different ways that she could kill herself. I didn't put a tag on that. But yeah, they'll be talking and she'll be imagining different ways to kill herself. And when I saw these bits of this in the Jordan Crane Smoke Signal, I really enjoyed those sequences. But I thought that this was another couple in the real world going through something for a while. And as the guy sits here and washes dishes, he's kind of going in and out of different memories of different people that are real world people. And he's also imagining like disaster scenarios. And so there is a lot of like real memory and fiction and then fictional kind of imaginations all combined in these memory sequences. And because I didn't catch at first that this was him remembering his girlfriend reading him the story, that kind of double layer Russian nesting doll made the story confusing to me for a while. But eventually I did catch on, that like when he's like here, he's remembering them fighting. And then his girlfriend starts being gone. And this is where I really started to identify with the book. He's like, man, she has taken way longer to go get some groceries and grab a movie than I thought. And he starts freaking out. And so he starts having then all these imaginations of all these different ways that she's died or getting raped, getting murdered. And I really identify with that because I've definitely been in situations where somebody that I love, I kind of have an expectation of like when they normally contact me, or they've gone somewhere and they're taking way longer to get home, and you can't get a hold of them. I remember there was one time specifically where Tori was really depressed because of family situations, and she was out of state dealing with them, and what happened was her text messages. Her phone gets weird sometimes, and I think this was like the first time it had done it really bad. It sent her text messages to me out of order. So the last text message I got sounded suicidal. If it had come in order, it would have not sounded suicidal, but because it was the last one I got, I forget exactly what it was, but it sounded suicidal. And so I texted her back like, what are you talking about? And I didn't hear for like an hour, and I started getting worried, and then I called her, and her phone just went straight to voicemail. Or I couldn't even connect to the phone, I don't think, and my mind just went crazy. Like, I have a pretty apocalyptic mind when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I really identify with this guy freaking out and immediately imagining the worst, every possible scenario, the worst. With Tori, it wound up that, yeah, her phone was acting up, the service disconnected, the messages had come in out of order, and I was able to call her brother, and he was able to get a hold of her, and she called me back, and she was like, what are you freaking out about? When I explained it to her, it was pretty obvious. So I identify with that. And I've had a number of other situations like that in my life, and some people that I've been with, they think I'm just being jealous, but I just freak out, for their safety. I'm not worried about them cheating on me. Tori actually took it as a sign that like, oh, he loves me. He cares about how I'm doing, which is something that's good. So I really identify with that storyline all throughout, with this character worrying about his girlfriend, and he's going through all these other memories, and they just really build up a good emotional punch, about how these characters care for each other. And the story evolves from there. Like I said, I don't want to give away too many spoilers. We can skip over that, but there's scenes of him later while he's waiting for the girlfriend where he's reading the book, and that gave me the clue to go back and say, oh, okay, this is a fictional narrative. So because this is a new book, I don't want to give away too much about the ending of it. I'll say it's really good. I really liked it. There's, in the fictional story, there's some ambiguity in how it ends. and they talk about that that's up to you to resolve the ambiguity. And then I'll just show this page because I think it's really beautiful. There's a really, really beautiful sequence at the end of the book, but I don't want to go too in depth because I don't want to spoil it. But it's got this, I've seen Jordan Crane do this kind of thing before, and he's so good at making this like sparkly, beautiful, I don't know, just magical kind of vibe in his books, where things are both bound by line and unbound by line, and it just sparkles with the really simple effect that he does. And that kind of effect runs throughout some of the end of the book. And this book ends in a kind of ambiguous way, where the reader, can kind of choose where the story goes. And I like that. But yeah, it started out because I missed that one thing. I was a bit confused about what I was reading, but even in my confusion, I got emotionally sucked in enough. And then I was able to resolve my confusion. And I just really like this story. I really like Jordan Crane as a cartoonist. I really like him as a designer, as an artist in general, a great storyteller. So I'm going to be going and trying to find as much Jordan Crane work as I can. I'm afraid a lot of it's probably out of print. So hopefully Keeping 2 does really, really well, and it incentivizes Fantagraphics to start doing some other nice hardcover collections of Jordan Crane's past work, because I think he's a phenomenal cartoonist. One of the best ways that you can support what we're doing here on the channel is to support the books that Sean's putting out through Living the Line. The first book that he put out is The Strange Death of Alex Raymond. It's a collaboration between Dave Sim and myself. The book was recently nominated for an Eisner Award in the Best Reality-Based category. It's a deep, deep dive into the artwork and methods of Alex Raymond and the mystery surrounding his death in a car crash. So if you haven't grabbed that already, please do. There's also Yokoyama Yuichi's Plaza, which is a totally intense manga by an artist who has somehow figured out how to distill manga down to its purest essence. This book was successfully funded on Kickstarter, but if you missed the Kickstarter, you can order it through any comic store, any bookstore, Amazon, any place that you would normally get your graphic novels from. The Abolition of Man is a 5-issue mini-series done by myself and Sean in collaboration with the Midjourney AI. What you're seeing here is the cover to issue 1 and the first couple pages of issue 1. This first issue, we fed it an essay by C.S. Lewis, and this is just the imagery that the computer spat back at us. Issues 2 and 3 are a narrative, starting with the story that I wrote when I was 21, and then Sean's going to write issue 3, picking up where I left off. In this one, I'm kind of trying to force the AI to give me the images I want, and then doing some tweaking in Photoshop to get these kind of colored looks on it. For issue 4, we're turning the task of writing over to the AI as well. So the AI has written the script, and then we've just put that into the Midjourney AI, and it's turned out art. The script and the art is some of the absolutely most horrific stuff I've ever seen. We're a bit scared to even publish this issue. And I don't have any art to show for it yet, but Sean and I have decided to do a 5th issue of Abolition as well, because we have someone who we're really, really excited to have on board, providing an essay for that 5th issue that we'll illustrate, and we'll announce more about that soon. Thanks for following along. Take it away, Jack.
You want to see all these books? Smash that subscribe button and the like button and the bell, and then you get them.